All right, what's good? Glory to God. Yeah, I fall short every day. I know that I'm fly. What's up, everyone? Turn that off for a sec. But yeah, what's good, Angie and Papa? Welcome in, man. So I just got the MPK Mini Plus delivered. I know I'm a gear hound, but it just came to the door. I wanted to jump in and do a quick stream, maybe like 30 minutes, and just get a feel for it. I'm not really, I don't know, probably not gonna do like a deep dive, and I'm just gonna continue with figuring out my workflow on SP, sequencing or sampling MC-101 sounds like I did last stream, and kind of developing this workflow and my SP44 template. Can you hear me? All right, cool. From Romania, that's what's up. Cool. I'm from California, United States. So yeah, just continuing with that. I had a video I made about creating a template for the SP44. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Just go to the video section. I haven't made too many videos lately. I've been doing more streams, but you'll find it. So the concept is pretty much where I create these little blank files. See that? There's nothing there. And I put one on each pad bank. So I'm trying to develop a way of managing my projects. So like one project will be one beat. But there's much more that I want to expand on that. So I create these little blank files to assign to these pads. So I just recorded nothing, right? And the reason I did that is so you have the ability to sequence it, because your pattern sequencer won't recognize pad presses if there's no samples assigned to it. So all I do is first do that, create those. But then what I want to do first, before I even start my beat, is delete these. So now my pattern, my default pattern in the pattern sequencer will have these pad presses, but then I can go in and start resampling. And I made sure to make a copy. So I got 2 copies of it, just in case I mess up here. So now it has all those pads sequenced, so one on each pad. So what I'm doing is like pad bank B, where I had this sample that I just deleted, out here. That's going to be like my baseline. C is going to be like sample chops or chords. It's usually how I start my music. And then D will just be like something like probably a melody or something, some kind of instrument, and then another instrument if I want. So just pull this out the box. Just taking a look at it. First thing I did was I figured out how to change the MIDI channel by holding, what was it? There was a shift button somewhere. Shift and then pressing the stop button. It says global, and then you have the ability to go in here. I don't know if you can see this right now, but go down into your MIDI channel. Yeah, so you're able to go down in your MIDI channel and change it. Channel 1. Anyways, I had to change it so I'm controlling the MC-101, which has 4 tracks, and each track is set to MIDI channel 1, 2, 3, and 4. First, I think the first, I'm not getting any sound here. Well, anyways, the first track is a drum track, so I had to set it to channel 2 on this so that I can control presets, and I'm just going to go through and switch around presets as I try to make a beat here. One thing most MPK minis don't have are like transpose buttons. So we got the octaves. I don't think this is an exception for an MPK mini, but I've been getting used to using the transpose button. Ram, what's good? Thanks for dropping in. I'm getting used to using the transpose button because I really haven't stepped outside my comfort zone of learning different scales and stuff. So I just play in C, so I'm hitting all the white keys and stuff. And with the Oxygen Pro Mini, you have transpose selection if you hold shift. I don't see that written under the octave buttons on this. Now it starts getting into something else there. So I don't know, which is, I guess, a good thing and a bad thing. Some people might not care if they got, you know, skills beyond playing in one scale in one key. But for me, yeah, it is kind of something I look for now. It hasn't always been, but I've come to the point where I'm not really tripping about the rules of learning how to play in a different scale, though I'd like to, but there's just so many things to focus your time on. So I don't mind using the tools that exist, because I don't consider myself like a performer, you know, or a keyboardist or anything, like a piano player. None of that. I'm just trying to make stuff that sounds good with the tools that I have, so I can like write some music, do some songwriting and stuff. So this is a pretty big keyboard for a mini keyboard. It's 37 keys. It looks nice. It feels nice. Still fits on my desk next to this. I'm kind of limited on desk space. The keys at first, they feel a little bit stiff, but it's not like a bad thing or nothing. Guess I'm kind of doing a review here. Pads do feel like MPC pads. I did want to kind of get in the chord mode if I could. Let's see. Type. So we can change the key down here. Type is 1357 plus 7, or 135 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9, major 7, minor 7th, dominant 7th. Okay. Let's go minor 7th. That's what I usually do. Key. How do I change the key? Wonder if we'll even get to making any music. Just trying to figure this thing out. Let me see, guys. Hey, B-Jam, what's good? Studio Gangster, what's good? Teddy Bear Source, what's happening? Let's see. The bigger MPK had transpose, if I remember. I sold mine. Like the bigger ones with the full-size keys. Is transpose the same as scale? Possibly. Like if I change the scale, but I think, is there a scales mode? No, I don't think it's quite the same. Click scales, shift scales, mode on. Oh, there is a push now. This is push standard. I should have known. It says right underneath. It's not quite the same, I don't think, because what scales is doing, I think it just removes all the keys that aren't in the scale. So yeah, so like this is C sharp, right? But it's repeating it. So what transpose would do would still make everything relative, but it would just pitch it up a semitone for the entire keyboard, right? So I don't really want to do that. I still want to be able to play as if I'm playing a normal keyboard, but just playing in the key of C. Okay. Let's just play normal for now. Put some 404 sim on it. A sec. He said, interesting part, many keyboards have transpose and octave. My gripe with my current controller is no ARPs. What controller do you have? Yeah, it's interesting. I think most probably do. The MPK Mini just leaves that out, which I think is weird because I think a lot of people that are possibly beginning are made, and in purchasing a mini keyboard, they're probably not, versed in theory. I don't know. It's just my assumption. Is that even 4 bars, huh? Recording myself. I guess it is. Let me try it again. I'm just gonna mute my mic off though. Okay, that's all right. See, now if I go over the pattern sequence and I press this, it should be sequenced if I haven't made any mistakes. I guess I have made a mistake. Okay. What was the mistake? I sequenced it to the wrong bank. That's it. Anyways, it could be better, so let me do it one more time. Okay. So since I sequenced it in the correct place. Now it should be on my pattern already. Yeah. But I need to change the tempo because my tempo was 73. So change my pattern tempo. And I'm gonna look for some drums now. Set on F up button for scale. Yeah. I'm not really into it. I don't like that you press the same. I don't know. I can, the thing is I like to do things by ear. I'm cool with the chord mode because I mean I'm pretty limited on the chords I can put together. Like I can do 7th chord somewhat and the key of C and all that. But I think where I can shine is figuring out how what scale it is. Like I can do a process of elimination just using my ears, you know. The Key Lab doesn't have, really, that's surprising, doesn't have art. Does the MC-101 have transpose? It I don't know. That does have its own octave buttons on the pads right here. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not trying to play keys from the 101, although you could do it. It's pretty limited. It's like 1 octave and these little tiny pads. The keys on the MPK Mini Plus, hold my beer, feel good. Yeah, I think they respond well. I haven't done any gotten into the settings on the velocity curves or anything. That a little bit. Oh, this playing sounds a little off. I want to speed it up a little bit to see what that sounds like. Or maybe I'll just lay some drums down first and then play to the drum. I'm gonna start with drums. Delete this. I can always play that again. What in the world? Okay. Oh man. Didn't mean to load my drums on pad bank C. I want to keep this shit organized. Copy. 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 Whoops. Copy. Okay. Let's do that. Let's delete these real quick. It'd be cool if you can copy the multiple pads at once. All right, let's go. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, this is one thing I think needs to be changed, right? Because I'm trying to play chords with you. Oh boy. Shoot, I just made a spill. All right. That sucks. All right. So I'm trying to play with two hands over here, but I gotta resample from the pattern sequencer. So I gotta leave some notes out, or I gotta figure out how to play with one hand. just did was actually resample everything. Turn that off. Okay, let's try this again. Alley Star, what's up? Culture Max. Can the pads on the Plus be used instead of the ones on the MK2? Yeah, you could. I don't have it controlling this yet though. Right now I have it plugged in through MIDI controlling the MC-101 right here. So I'll do that on another day. Ghetto Styles, what's good? Say to the left, a little to the left. Yo, I'm lost. I don't even know what y'all talking about. Bro, do you add your 303 and 44 to the bus 304 or 12? Yeah, I'm just on 1 and 2. I just kind of recently figured out you can do stuff on 3 and 4, and I was playing around with that when I was listening to. I was trying to do some vocals through it, monitoring some vocals, and I was putting like a EQ on 3 and 4 and like a reverb on, or EQ on 3 and reverb on 4. Just jam some layered drum stuff with the 404. What did you do? Like layered in the 404, or did you like just like put some drums you made in the MPC in the 404? Well, there's lots of chord settings. Types of chords, keys, scale. There's a bunch of scales in here. Chromatic. Let's just go chromatic. One thing I wish they would do with these little mini keyboards, since this is a MPK, this is an Akai product, I wish they would have done, and maybe there's an option for it, but I wish they would have done the chords on the pads. I just like doing chords from the pads rather than from the keys. You know, that'd be better if it was set up like that, where you can trigger the chords, and maybe, does this even have a pad bank? With the Oxygen Pro Mini, you have a pad bank button, so this is like the first 8 pads, and then you bank it up, and then you get like the top, I guess. So if it was like really like an MPC 16 pad, so that'd be cool if they had that. And if this was more like pad perform, that would have been dope. Yeah, imagine being able to like load and do the same thing you could do with like the pad performing MPC, but on this. Instead, this is just kind of a, I guess, a normal, what you see most chord modes look like. Volume's gone. I made a process boom back kit and mix it with a real kit using some same MIDI, send both to 4/4 for its texture. Mix it with a real kit using same MIDI. Oh, okay. So you're like placing the drum sounds just like they would be like in that MIDI kit, so they trigger at the same time. No MPC Live anymore. But we know there's something new coming with the MPC world, right? So. Can't keep up with. I mean, you got a lot of gear. You just keep yours. I don't. Let me replace these drums. 7. Yeah, when you like go into record. So, Ben, what I'm trying to do is, as you see, like I'm playing through the vinyl sim, right? And trying to record the input, but it doesn't record it, I don't think, because I have it set to external source, set to the routing to external input only and not mixed, because I'm trying to have the separate piano part layered on my drums and the pattern sequencer. Because if I do mix, I'm gonna have a pad that has the drums on it and the piano coming in. So I think this is how this works, and it kind of sucks. I don't have it figured out where you can do this, but I think if you have, even if you have MFX on, maybe that's what I need to do. Okay, I think I know what you're saying. This is probably the only way that I can do it. Because doing it this way with the MFX on and I'm just recording the external input, I'm monitoring it through the MFX, but it doesn't record it to that because of the routing. Does that make sense? So I think what you're saying, Ben, is go input effects, right? And then go to right here. Okay, so let's try it. No, that wasn't played amazingly, but let's go see that. right, so I'm trying to we gotta change the tempo on the MPK Mini Plus. Hey, what's good, Elbow Media Studios? Nah, the sounds are coming from the 101 right here. So I'm changing. I could do a tap tempo in here, but I'm trying to do it precisely with the knob, but it's not working. Even when I press enter. Maybe global. I feel like I should be able to change the tempo just using this knob, but it's not working. Joey. I mean, I guess it depends on where you come from as far as this workflow on this. Lion of Judah, Shalom. Glory to God, man. What's up? So what are you coming from? What have you used? So I'm trying to figure out the workflow. I mean, I get it, but there's different ways of going about it. I'm trying to figure out the pattern sequencer workflow and something that works for me. I've got this little template going on, but it comes down to like if you're a good musician and performer, then it'd probably be a lot easier for you, because if you're doing something like this where I'm playing things in, and you know your performance ain't great, you're gonna be redoing it. So that's what I'm doing a lot here, is I'm like redoing little loops that I'm making kind of over and over. Been spending like the last hour just coming up with some chords and stuff. So I guess it depends on how you work. If you're just working all in here and doing a resample thing, doing chops and you know, drums and all that, just that, that's gonna be pretty cool. Because I think there's a couple ways of working with this, right? The pattern sequencer, and then just the resample method, where you just ignore the pattern sequencer and just resample everything on pads. So that's cool. It's fun because it kind of liberates you from like rules of like recording to a grid or timing and all that, and then you kind of free yourself also from like having to make decisions. So you commit to the decisions, your musical ideas a lot faster. But I'm trying to get in the pattern figures a little bit to have some of the flexibility that you would kind of have in the MPC. So yeah, if you're coming from an MPC, I don't know if the workflow is going to be any quicker. It's just different. So just depends on what you're doing. You know, you'd have to describe what you're doing a little bit more for me to explain, or try to give some insight into how you do stuff or how you would do it here. Yeah, be jamming. You've been saying that a lot lately, huh? It probably is. I think it just comes down to like not wanting to be drowning in features. For me, it's just right now. I'm on this because the MPC was just giving me a lot of problems, and I say it's because of all the features, the feature bloat, and I don't know, maybe because I had an OG MPC Live. I heard it was also a bug, because what was going on with me was like I was having screen freezes for long periods of time. Just trying to like load up a plugin. But yeah, I think that's about all I'm gonna do today, which wasn't much. Just kind of looking at the key bed. I'm gonna explore it more, and then I'm also gonna do. Someone asked about using the pads instead of the pads on this. So yeah, it does have MIDI, and the SP has MIDI, so I'm gonna plug that into this. I'm always like, for me, like talking about workflow and MPC versus this, I've always been more, just in general, I've always been looking for the perfect workflow. I think we kind of do that. But for me, simpler has always been better. And the MPC just having so much. I mean, the MPC is simple in its ways. You really don't need anything else. You put it down. You don't need stuff like this or anything. You don't even need a keyboard if you don't want to. But this is a simple workflow if you want to even bypass a lot of things, because you can go pretty complex or pretty simple with the MPC as far as like features and processing and things you're going to do. But I want to even go simpler than this. Like this is cool, but my idea with this with the SP right here is like, since you have a chromatic mode, I would love to like, and I've tried it before, not much success. I did a stream where I was trying to do just a beat, composing a beat too, like just inside of the SP with the keyboard plugged in with it, playing chromatic mode. And that would be ideal for me, just just two pieces. So, and a lot of that is because, you know, looking for the simplest, easiest flowing way of creating. And I love that you can, you know, the way the chromatic works here versus like loading up key groups. And although it suffers on one end, like it's a trade-off, right? Because key groups, you have multiple samples and it's gonna sound a lot better. But you know, it's just awesome that you can turn chromatic on. Escape, you know, you select another pad, and then you could play it over here if you have it connected. So I think that's really, really dope and simple. But I don't know if the execution is quite there. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think chromatic sounds really super good on chords. I guess it's just gonna depend on your samples that you're using as well. But I mean, it is what it is. It's one sample being pitched into 2 octaves. And I'm asking for more octaves. It'd be nice to have more octaves, but I don't know how good they're actually gonna sound. The Mini Plus doesn't have any sample time. There's no, you can't put no samples in it. That'd be cool if it was a sampler. But the only thing it has, I think it's kind of different, is it does have a sequencer, which is something I probably will not get into. It's like from what I hear, is a 2-track sequencer. So if you're asking because you're hearing these sounds, the sounds are coming from the 404 or the 101 right here, Roland MC-101. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm complicating things a little bit. The reason I kind of love this is that I can do, you know, okay. So if Joey AM, if you're still in here, you know, like the resample, so I can do this. I can just even turn the metronome off. I don't need any clicks. I can just go. And then I got, you know, hold on a second. There are things that you got to do. Like this, I had to set the external. So if I want to resample and just make a beat, like a drum loop real quick. So I got a drum loop going already. Slow this down a little bit. I wanted to resample this. Here. I have that. I keep going. That this is great, but this way is super fast, just resampling yourself. Best kept secretization. I haven't done that comparison yet, so like I said, I've been saying this is plugged into the 101 right now, so I'm gonna do that. I'll do that stream where it's just these two, and I'll just get this out of the screen and just try to work with what's in the SP controlling it here. So I don't know. I just got it today. I haven't tried that yet. But yeah, I mean, if you do have any further questions about that, go ahead and drop them in the comments or here, and I'll consider it and see if I can figure out how to answer that with these two. But yeah, I'm gonna call it a stream. So I'm gonna be working with this until, you know, Akai drops a new MPC, most likely. But yeah, so I mean, I'm so back and forth with gear. So asking me like which is better is just kind of just depends on the day. I kind of do miss having an MPC, and I'd still be using the Live if it wasn't for all those screen freezes. I just got fed up. See, I think either one of them can be, you know, the workflow can be as simple as you want it to be, and more complex if you want. 8-Bit Hustler, I am live right now, but I'm about to head out. All right, stay blessed, man. God bless to you. Let me see if I can briefly plug this in. Well, I don't know if this cable will reach, so I do have this cable. Might not. Should have got a longer one. Hey, barely fits. Okay, so all right, so we're just gonna go ahead and do this for a second before I head out. So I'm gonna want to change the MIDI channel. So I could hit resample. Hit pad. Yeah, resample, hit a pad. Why am I having so much trouble resampling? Okay. So if I wanted to do, let me see. Let's go load up. I got some in chromatic mode, shift global 16. Yeah. See where we got some drums. Well, I mean, I'm not sure the pads aren't hitting any of these same notes. Wonder if I put them up here. Nothing here. Might have to just dive a little deeper into the settings to figure out how to set the pads. Pads, poly. Oh, we do have a transpose here. Okay, so yeah, so it does have a transpose. This is something I was talking about earlier. It's just in the global section. I guess I overlooked that. So if you go shift and press the stop button, it's the first thing on the list. Transpose. So if I did want to play in a different key but still play all the white keys as if I was playing in the key of C, then I could do that with this. See if I turn that. All right, well, that's looking at it briefly. I'm gonna just kind of look into it a little bit more and come on a stream some other time with just the MPK and yeah, just the MPK and the SP. Later, Ellie Star. I'm not using a stand for the for the 101. Yeah, the 101. It's an Amazon stand. Let's see. I'll pull it out. I'd have to go and like search for the link though. So it's just one of these. It's pretty solid, and you can adjust it quite a bit. It's a laptop stand, pretty much, right? So when I put the 101 on it, I mean I didn't buy it intentionally for this. It's got all that extra space on it. So yeah, that's that. All right. Peace, everyone. God bless. Stay tuned. Stay humble. Lift noise. Be bold. Run after your dreams. I'll see y'all later.